Before I start, I just want to make a few things clear. Firstly, I know a lot of people are going to look at the title and jump to the conclusions that I'm going to be defending Lyle Convoy. If you came to this video thinking that, then please get that out of your head. I do not regret or take back anything that I've said about him in the past, however, that doesn't automatically mean that this video is going to be in defense of him. He will be brought up a couple of times, but this isn't about him. Secondly, while I will be responding to a lot of the things Stardust has been saying about Endo's experience, they are not just directed towards Stardust. It will also be towards the people that just blindly agreed with her without doing any sort of research or getting in contact with someone who may know better. Thirdly, please do not harass anyone who I mentioned in this video. No matter what any of these people have done, I do not tolerate harassment. Fourthly, everything that I will be talking about here has been made aware to the public. I will try my best to provide as much evidence as I can, but that doesn't mean that I have proof for every little bit of detail. So take everything that I say with vigilance. And fifth, just in case any of you get confused, Endo's pronouns are he/him. So if any of you get confused why I'm calling Endo a he or a him, that's why. Anyway, let's begin. For those of you who don't know who Stardust is, Stardust is a streamer who usually covers political topics or just the random internet drama that's popular around the time, like the Lyle Convoy or Boogie drama. You're not going to get anything new out of her, but she has been doing well for herself, so, you know, good for her. And for those of you who don't know who Endo is, if you've been following me on my channel for a while, you may have heard the name Nekopon. There will be bits and pieces of what Nekopon did to Endo later in the video, but if you want a more in-depth look, then I highly recommend you go and check out Lazy Bedhead or Mr. Enter's videos covering her. But unfortunately, Endo was one of Nekopon's victims. Stardust had an interview with Lyle Convoy, if you can call it that, it felt more like a debate, and brought up some issues that she has with him and his tactics. But there was one part of the video that didn't sit with me in the right way. And that was the claim that Stardust makes that Endo was complicit in Nekopon's grooming.
Especially, Endo was hounding her, right? And don't get me wrong, I have a little bit more sympathy for people who are under 18, but they were 17. And they were still complicit in a lot of Nekopon's actions.
Who was complicit?
And Endo, the person who you all said was the victim. Yeah.
Yeah, Endo was groomed by Nekopon. I don't hold Endo responsible for any of that.
I looked at their video. I don't know if you've seen their video. They have not mentioned grooming at all in that video. They mentioned
video?
Yeah, they mentioned being complicit in a lot of Nekopon's actions.
I think I'd have to go look at it because I wasn't even aware Endo made a video.
Yeah, Endo made a video.
Endo's never once brought that up to me.
Yeah, the video does not have them talking about being groomed. It talks about they had a crush on somebody that Nekopon was having a weird relationship with that was probably inappropriate, but they themselves did not have a relationship with Nekopon in that manner. In fact, they were complicit.
Contrary to what I've been told.
They were complicit in a lot of the bad things that Nekopon did to other people. They admit as much in that video.
For those of you that are confused about what video Stardust is talking about here, she is talking about this video right here. This video is Stardust's evidence that Endo was complicit in Nekopon's grooming. Now, I need to make something very clear here, because this video has been misrepresented by Stardust for what it is. This video was not made to expose Nekopon as a groomer. This video was made so Endo can de-stress about his experience with Nekopon. Something that was in the comments that Endo left in the video. There is a reason why Endo didn't want to use the word groomer in his video, and we will get back to that later. But because I'm a nosy little fucker, I wanted to know what this video was and what Stardust was talking about. So I went straight to Endo about it. Unfortunately, Endo deleted his Twitter account where our conversation of this was. So unfortunately, I don't have Endo's responses, but I can show you my messages just to prove that there was a conversation between us about this. At first, I didn't want to worry Endo about the claims that Stardust was making against him, but the more that I looked into it, the more I noticed that people were starting to believe Stardust's claims, so I told Endo about the claims. And as soon as I did, Endo went straight to Stardust's comment sections on the interview. So the video you speak of was a vent video I made at the age of 17 to handle the stress of the situation. There was a lot hidden I couldn't speak due to the victims wishing me not to proclaim the word groomer. due to the fact that she could send many people to harass us. Yes, I did file many police reports and generally lost 3 PCs to get this handled. My situation got worse after a year, when many people that Nekopon has hurted after me tried to do the whole internet vigilante situation. My case was dropped due to it. Nekopon did use me and my friends. If we didn't help, she would hurt themselves. She did in fact groom me and my friend, which led to a poly type of relationship, which I couldn't go into detail due to the fact that others wished me at the time to not speak of it. Also, please refrain from speaking on this situation if you don't know much about it. Met Nekopon when I was 16. Things got hella weird fast, but didn't realise it was bad due to the fact I never had adult friends before and I assumed it was normal. Thank you, and now have a nice day. Now, what this comment does show is that Endo didn't want to use the word groomer in this video because he was worried about the safety of the other victims. It's also possible to assume that Endo downplayed his experience in this video because he was worried about how people in his personal life would react. And to better explain it, I'm going to need to tell you about something that happened to me. And I know it seems a bit inappropriate to talk about my own experience when I'm trying to defend Endo, but just hear me out because this does go somewhere. When I was 18 years old, I was physically assaulted at a holiday park in Sussex. My mum and my sister were both around the park when this happened, but they didn't know until 2 hours after it happened. The reason they didn't know was because I was walking around the park hiding away. Now, my mum would say it was because I didn't know what to do since I'd never been in a situation that extreme before, but the truth was because I was worried about how they would react, because I knew for a fact that if my mum found out, all hell would break loose. And as soon as she found out, all hell broke loose. I was on the news talking about it, I had articles written about me, one of my friends wrote a nice little song about it. People were arranging a manhunt on the person who did this to me. I was getting attention that I didn't even want. Now, the reason I'm telling you this isn't to give me any sympathy, but just to show that it's not uncommon for people who have been through a traumatic experience to worry about how people around them would react. Over time that can change, but it's not uncommon to not want to make your story public at first. It's a possibility that Endo could have also been feeling this exact same thing around the time of making this video. But going back on topic. After Endo made this comment, Stardust demanded that Endo showed proof and decided to fight Endo? Well, you've stated that you will not listen to Endo, so I doubt that if Endo showed you proof that you would take that in. Especially when you've handled this incredibly poorly. But after this comment was made, Stardust on the exact same day when Endo made this comment cut down a bit of her live stream and uploaded a video of her reacting to Endo distressing himself about the Nekopon situation. Now, we're not going to go over the entire video because most of it is just Stardust talking bollocks. But let's just get to the part of the video where most of her claims comes from with Endo being complicit.
And the thing is that whole entire scenario led to many things. I think, though, that was just plain dumb. I wish that we never did anything to Spring Rose. I wish we didn't hurt her. I wish we didn't do anything to her. Because, to be honest, the girl just found out about her girlfriend. Like, the girl...
I wish we never did anything to Spring Rolls. Who is Spring Rolls?
Found out about them, like, doing things in the past. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying this is, like, 100% that Temper did this, Temper did that. Because that stuff, I am not touching. I'm saying that Spring Rose was scared. She was terrified. I can't say anything, but all I can say is she has improved as a person. And I'm so damn proud of her. I am so happy to be contacting her. I'm so happy to be her friend.
What did they do to Spring Rolls? I'm so confused. Who is Spring Rolls and what did they do to her? One of the people they guilt tripped, okay. So this person was basically complicit in everything that Nekopon did.
I still feel redeemable. And I found out that I didn't deserve it. All I asked for was an apology.
If anything, yeah, this is crazy. Endo was more complicit in Nekopon's actions and had the gall to yell at Rosa, who had nothing to do with Nekopon's actions. He was 15. The manager was the kid getting groomed in her story. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay. Damn. Deep Sea Monster. Thank you for this wonderful meme that you sent me. Can you turn on captions? Sure. How old was Nekopon? Okay. Look at this meme. Look at this banger meme from Deep Sea Monster. It's time to go. Was I a good lapdog? No, you were horrible. Crying. Fucking the crying dude.
Now, it may seem like Stardust does have a good point here, since Endo did say that he was a lapdog and could have been interpreted as him being complicit. However, there's only one problem. Stardust is a fucking idiot and doesn't understand the definition of the word. For you guys to understand where I'm coming from, you first need to understand the definitions of both grooming and lapdog. According to the Oxford Dictionary of English, grooming is the action of attempting to form a relationship with a young person with the intention of sexually assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act, such as selling drugs or joining a terrorist organization.
A lot of people believe that this only attributes to like sexual grooming, or grooming can only occur when it comes to children. Both of these things are misconceptions. Grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a person so that they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them. There's several types of grooming relationships. There's the obvious sexual grooming, where the end goal is the sexual intimacy achieved by the perpetrator or convincing their victim to submit to their sexual advantages. There's also financial grooming, where someone slowly gains control over another person's finances. So like, forcing someone into a conservatorship and taking control of how they spend their money. There's also criminal or terroristic grooming, where you manipulate someone through either trust or strong-arming a person into committing a crime. And finally, there is romantic grooming. Romantic grooming is not the same thing as sexual grooming. It's basically isolating someone to be emotionally dependent on their romantic partner. Sex isn't the ultimate goal. Rather, it's having complete control over someone's life by having them entirely put their trust and lives with the person that they're dating and disassociate with any family or friends. Because there are different ways to groom someone without it being sexual, it is important to note that grooming is not exclusive to children. Grooming can happen to adults as well. All grooming is, in its most all-encompassing term, an emotional abuse tactic used on vulnerable people. You're building a foundation of trust through either friendship or mutual respect, but your intentions are to use that relationship to your own benefit to achieve an alternative outcome.
And the definition of lapdog is a person or organisation that is influenced or controlled by another. And we've already established that the video that Endo made was not made to expose Nekopon, but to de-stress about his experience. When Endo uses the word lapdog, he is trying to downplay the truth because he doesn't want anyone to worry or to know what is going on. I also find it inappropriate that you're trying to make a claim against Endo when you don't know any of the people who Endo is talking about in this video. And over time, there have been evidence made aware to the public that Endo was groomed. He was sent drawings of porn when he was underage. He was harassed by an alt account. He received nudes. Even in the Rosa Ray Ramsey call, he mentions a bit about Nekopon manipulating him.
I want you to know something. I suffer with CPTSD, complex PTSD. And then I had to go back to my friend BB. I was like, hey BB, quick question. What did Nekopon do to me? Oh, well, she almost made you push some people to suicide because Neko said that they were hurting her. I was like, oh yeah. How old was I? You were like 15. Oh yeah.
It is so painfully clear that from the days of when Endo called Stardust out and the uploading of this video, that this was uploaded because Stardust didn't like it that Endo called her out and tried to ruin Endo's reputation. As evidence from the people that just blindly agreed with her without doing any sort of research or getting in contact with someone who may be able to give them context, because not only does she twist information that she doesn't understand, but also took someone's story and turned it into a revenge stunt. As soon as I found out that Stardust did this, I was pissed, and I made it known in Stardust comment sections that I was pissed. I thought it was incredibly inappropriate and pathetic what she did. And then a couple of days later, she released another video trying to take a shot at both Lyle Convoy and Endo. This time it was with the call they had with Rebecca Starlight, and I have things I want to say about this one. Firstly, the title of this video is a lie. This video wasn't released to the public because they wanted to hide their innocence in the Rosa call. There were things in this call that Rebecca said that they were going to use in the Necropon case. And as you may know, if any evidence in court is made public in a way that is not allowed by law, it could be considered contempt of court. If the whole call was released to the public, it would have hurt the case. Secondly, this call wasn't hidden. In the comment sections of my first video on Rebecca Starlight, you can see Endo giving me an update and informing me that there was indeed a call with Rebecca, as well as clips from this call being used in another video talking about Rebecca made by Techno. And yes, Techno was allowed to use bits and pieces from this call, but not to release the entire call. Techno promised Endo that he would do just that. Then, as soon as the Rosa Ray Ramsey call came back to the public, Techno, still having access to the call, jumped ship and gave the call to a bunch of different YouTubers and laughed about it.
I was going to ask, is there a way you could share with anyone else if they needed to that full call, or do you not have access to the full call?
I can go and look for it in the DMs to go find it, and then I can post it right here. So I can still keep answering questions and see if Lio's link is still there.
I think you should send it to Enla. I would be fair here because usually when it comes to other people being involved with this chat, people can take that maliciously.
Oh, right. Okay, then I'll send it to Enla. And don't expect there to be any visuals, by the way, because it's just a black screen.
No worries. It's a good
so let me
placement.
go look for it, but keep asking questions.
Yeah, it's a good placement for audio anyway, so you're good.
I was actually coming here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Let me look up for Lio in the DMs, going on my phone here. Let's see. There's got to be something. There's like a link. I think this is it. Is it still uploaded? Hang on, it's loading. Yes! Got you, son of a bitch.
I don't know if it was Lyle or Endo who gave Techno the call, and even though this is Techno's fault, I do need to give a bit of criticism to either Lyle or Endo for not deleting the message that had the call. Even if you trusted him around this time, it's still your responsibility to make sure that no one had access to the full call. And don't get me wrong, this is still Techno's fault, but you need to make sure that the flaws are mocked. Now, I wasn't really angry with this one like I was with the last one. However, I wanted to know why she thought it was appropriate to accuse a victim of grooming to being complicit in their own groomer's grooming. Now, Stardust did respond, however, she didn't really give me a direct answer and just brought it back to I'm allowed to criticise the Rosa call. And look, that's fine if you want to criticise the Rosa call. There have been some really good videos that people have made that have criticised the Rosa call and have given some really good points and valid criticisms. Hell, even you brought up some good points. But you're not just criticising the Rosa call. You are accusing a victim of grooming of being complicit in their own groomer's grooming, when it's clear you have no idea what grooming is and how it works. Now, after this video, Stardust just did what she wanted to do and just responding to her own things. That wasn't until Mr. Enter made his video on the Necropon case and how everyone involved ruined it. Stardust decided to make a response video to Mr. Enter because Enter called her out 3 times in the video about her claims against Endo.
I have no patience for dipshits like Stardust, who make reaction videos and make fun of Endo for talking about being groomed, just because they hate Lyle Convoy. And that's without even talking about a reputational hit. Need I remind you about the Stardust shit? Honestly, that's why a lot of the story frustrates me so much. They are people like Mystic Mongrel. They are people like Stardust, who outright mocks grooming victims. Not just questions their story, but outright mocks them.
Now, what if I told you that in this video responding to Mr. Enter that she spends 35 minutes of this video not even responding to anything that Enter said? The first 35 minutes is her literally just bitching about Endo, and then spends the next 10 minutes just laughing hysterically at a bunch of dick jokes. Because entertainment, I guess. She also skips over a big portion of the video that will bite her in the arse later, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Now, most of the things that she says about Endo I've already responded to, and I don't really want to repeat myself, so I'll just go over other things that she says in this.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's denying that
that Nekopon is a freak and harass people. My biggest criticism of Endo is that Endo sat in that call screaming at Rosa, okay? While having been way more complicit in helping Nekopon do what they did. Endo also found out later that from Star Giant that Rosa was not a mod with powers, or wasn't even a mod, and didn't apologize. Still acts like, oh, Rosa deserved it. You are such a lying sack of shit. You're so evasive, and you have the biggest victim complex in the world. Shut the up. Ridiculous. Endo
has the right to be angry at whoever he wants. It doesn't matter if it's a good reason or a shit reason, he has the right as a human being to be angry. He is not obligated to accept any sort of apology from anyone, especially to someone who said that she would kill her own family if she did apologize because the voices in her head are telling her to.
Victims do not get to have immunity when they turn around to be monsters too, Stardust. Exactly. Victims can be victims and still do wrong. And you cannot use your trauma or the fact that you're a victim as a shield forever. Grow up. Grow up and own your responsibilities, you dumb.
Yes, I'm aware of that, which is why I don't tolerate people like Hopeless Peaches or Jordan Doodles, despite being victims of grooming. This is why I don't tolerate people like Elliot Rogers, Chris Chan, or the Columbine kids, despite being bullied in their time. This is why I don't tolerate people like Rosa Ray Ramsey or Drake Bells, despite being victims of sexual assault. I'm fully aware that victims can do bad things, but you've tried to twist someone's story and spread misinformation over Mickey Mouse evidence. Now, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling this was targeted towards me. And I'm not saying that because I made a big deal about it in our comment sections. I'm saying that because literally the next thing Stardust cuts to is her responding to someone's comment about me.
I cannot wait for Thomas to go into the comments again to call you out for that one. Thomas can suck my fat. Okay.
Well, that's going to be impossible since I think you're as anatomically impaired as a Barbie doll, but okay, whatever, moving on.
Groomed by Nekopon. This is an objective fact. I have no patience.
I wasn't making fun of Endo for being groomed. I was making fun of Endo for being inconsistent in their story.
Now, what Stardust said right here was a lie. If you look at the thumbnail of the video, you can clearly see a shot of Endo's OC breaking down to tears, with Stardust's banana OC next to him crying with laughter, and the font saying, "Who can cry best?" And not only that, but there's a bit in the video where Stardust mocks Endo for breaking down in his video.
All I asked for was an apology. He never did.
All I asked for was an apology. Wait, oh my god, dude.
Gave it to me. I really wanted it.
I really wanted it. I just wanted him to tell me I was good again. Oh my god, dude.
I just wanted him to just tell me I was valuable again.
I just wanted him to tell me I was valuable again.
I tried so hard to do it.
I tried so hard to do it.
Good things for her. I just wanted her.
I just wanted her
to be happy so I could be happy.
To be happy so I could be happy.
I didn't know what's hurting me.
I didn't even know. Most people, very people to make her happy.
And not to mention the bit at the end where Stardust straight up says there's nothing left for me to laugh at.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have zoned out at this point. There's nothing funny for me to laugh at here, so now I'm just...
Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that this isn't Stardust making fun of Endo for being groomed. Well, I would argue to say that it is. Since this video is Endo de-stressing about his experience and his experience is being groomed, any form of mockery towards this video is mocking a grooming victim.
The only person more culpable other than Star Giant is Nekopon themselves. So congratulations.
No, this is not true. The person more culpable than Star Giant, not Star Giant. Star Giant and Nekopon are the most culpable. The person who comes next, who's in this call, who is also culpable, is Endo.
No. No, 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 no. Not even close. Endo doesn't even come in the top 10. And look, I'm not even saying it's Rosa, that's something that Lyle Convoy did get wrong. In fact, Star Giant doesn't even get the silver. In my opinion, the person who gets the silver is Mystic Mongrel, and the person who gets the bronze is Ray Rance. Do you want to know what they did? Well, Mystic Mongrel was the only person that knew of Nekopon's grooming before anyone told her. She sexually harassed Nekopon. She abused one of Nekopon's victims when they got into a relationship. She raided Phantom Strider's Discord server because he fired Nekopon. Raided Harley TBS's Discord server with a picture of a nude image of one of Nekopon's victims. And had thoughts of grooming and sexually assaulting people. And Ray Rance groomed a minor, he had a sexual conversation with a minor, he harassed a victim of grooming and hacked someone for information. You would have known all of this if you watched the fucking video! I could go on and on about the things that Stardust has said, but I'm not going to waste any more time with this, so let's just end this. Look, I am not saying you can't criticize Endo. I am not saying you can't dislike Endo. I am not saying you can't have problems with the way that Endo has handled things. But you have made false accusations against someone by claiming that they were complicit in their own groomer's grooming. And then you decided to go to war with that person because they corrected you on information that you left out. That makes absolutely no sense. As a content creator with a sizable channel like yours, you have an obligation to be as honest with your audience as possible. And all you've done is victim blame. So here's my advice to you. Stop trying to spread misinformation about Endo. Stop using this one video of Endo de-stressing about the Nekopon situation against him. And stop trying to right fight with people about it. And if anyone is going to comment about this, in the past I've been fine with you all calling me a piece of shit. I've given you a space for you guys to vent and I've respected that. But if any of you come into my comment sections and start doubting Endo's experience without any proof, then you will no longer be welcomed. I will ban you. I don't really mind it if you tell me to go fuck myself. Hell, I don't even mind it if you say you don't like Endo. But I will not accept you to come in here and doubt someone's grooming. And I'm not doing this for my sake, but for Endo's. He's been through enough and he doesn't need you making things worse. Stay in your lane. But if you have made it to the end of the video, I thank you for watching, and make sure you keep yourself safe.